Transformers Rise of the Beast is out now. Rumors are going rampant on the future of this franchise and other Hasbro franchises. We'll see what's really up with the robots in disguise. Spider-Verse is still on demand and it is making the market nuts. Let's see which books you need to watch out for. New this week, a all-new Black Panther series and the end of Captain Marvel with issue 50. Also, there's some mystery surrounding this new book by Image. Is Void Rivals the next solo book to look out for? Finally, Flash is coming out this week. We're going to be doing a special Flash Batman Supergirl giveaway. If you're a channel member, you could win original art. It's going to be a big show. Make sure you watch the pull list, and we'll see you tonight at 6:30. Excelsior. Transformers.
Can you hear me this time?
I can hear you. Can you hear yourself?
I can hear. No, I actually don't. So
you sound great to me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So as you can see, Optimus will never give up on you. Right. So what's going on, everybody? How you doing, Josh?
Good, and you?
I'm doing. I got a nice little flow going on. A little busy today, but you know, and all that good stuff. I did a lot of work for today's show, and you know, we got a little stack to give away today. Look at this little stack we got to give away.
All for one person.
Maybe all this could go to one group, and then this extra piece could go to another person. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be giving away a Flash, Batman, Supergirl giveaway type of thing. So for those of you who want to be a part of it, you know, all you got to do is put in hashtag IzzyVerseNYC, and it enters you into today's giveaway. I'm going to keep it nice and simple. So we're going to say hello to some of our guys here. We got 23 Monarch. Hello. And, you know, he's saying hi to Dagger Cards. So Dagger Cards, what's going on? We got Dr. Von Hoop. Good evening. Hoop, hoop, hoop. Just like that. Also, we got the good fellas at 3 Good Nerds watching the show here. Also, we have our good friend Collecting with Dirt. He's stopping by for a little while just to say hi to his homies, but he hasn't seen the movie like someone else I know. And of course, he doesn't want spoilers. He never wants spoilers. We got DJ Links. Yo, what's going on, DJ Links? And of course, the first guy in the list, Las Cruces, all the way from New Mexico, is here. And our good pal, Larry Green Machine, is here also coming in. S. Vaughn just made it. What's going on, Scotty? He's going to have a great show. He's going to be interviewing the Comet Vet. So that should be interesting to hear what they're going to be talking about and all that good stuff. So to enter into the giveaway, make sure you put that hashtag IzzyVerse. I'll just go ahead and show it to the world so people remember how you spell IzzyVerse, right? So it is going to be hashtag IzzyVerse, just like this, IzzyVerseNYC. Go ahead and put it on the streams because we're going to give away some really cool stuff. So, you know, you do that, and let's take a look. Let's take a look at what they might win today. Whoever. All right. So we got, and let me go ahead and put me full screen for a second there. We got Flash 800. That's going out today. We got a little 2004 book, Superman Action Comics 813. This is a beautiful cover. Not exactly Supergirl, but I'm going to let that slide for this one. But it's a beautiful cover. Look at that. Michael Turner goodness. That's going out today. Also, we have 2, not 1, but 2 Batman 136. You tell me who did this. Is this Art Germ? Yep, I think it's Art Germ, right? The Robin piece, right? It's Art Germ?
Yes.
We got the Art Germ Robin, but we also have the Gabrielle Dell'Otto Batman. Look at that beautiful thing. Okay, so that's going to be part of the giveaway. So that's for everybody, right? If you are a channel member, and there's different ways to become a channel member, all you have to do is just hit that join, and you can become a channel member. And for those of you who are watching the Sketchy Show this past week, I have Sean's Batman piece that he drew. So let me just zoom that sucker in. So this is an original piece by Sean Hill, my good friend Sean Hill. He was glad enough to donate while he did the show. So that's going to be for channel members right there. So if you're a channel member, Look at that Batman. As we say, fierce. And I'm happy to see that, Larry, you did receive the package. Not a problem. I'm happy you got it. Good stuff. All right. So let's get Josh back in the screen right there. So Josh, how's the week been?
It's been happening. It's flying by one day at a time.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff going on, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So many good things.
So many, right? And there's definitely some stuff to talk about when we're talking about books that are coming up pretty soon, right? So we got all that stuff, and that's right. This is still awesome, right? So let's go ahead and showcase our books, and let's see what's trending this week. With that said, so before we even start talking about what's trending, because we have to talk about Transformers, and we're going to talk about Transformers as we're talking about what's trending, right? Josh, did you see Transformers? And I know the answer.
See Transformers.
Why haven't you seen Transformers?
It just came out.
Well, Josh did not see Transformers. He's too busy at home with the children, right? Because you got them little ones there, man. So cool
I
stuff.
didn't want to take them to see it.
All right. Oh, look at that. We got a thank you. Thank you, Three Good Nerds, for the nice little donation there. That qualifies you to win this Batman as well. So if you can do that, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Three Good Nerds. All right. Oh, we got Samuel who just showed up. He just watched Across the Spider-Verse. Great movie, Samuel. Fantastic, right? And yeah, make sure you hit that like button, smash it. It always helps to leave a comment too, so that's always a good thing to do. So let's talk a little bit about Transformers. I want to talk about it because I'm going to go into Box Office Mojo because I want to see what the final numbers for Transformers really is. So if we go into the weekend, let's see the domestic weekend, right? And this weekend being, what weekend are we in? We're in June 9th, right? So if we do that, and let's go ahead and show that off while we're at it. I'm going to stop this screen for a second so you guys can see the other screen. And let's see, we got that. I'm not going to share it. There's no need to share the audio, right? And no, we're not going to spoil. We're going to spoil the numbers. So Transformers, of course, was number one in the box office, but it only made $60 million. What's your thoughts on that?
I think Transformers has a big international market, so I'm not like concerned for the future of the film studio. Like they'll be okay.
No, Paramount will be fine.
I think there's probably too many blockbusters coming out right now. We've just hit critical. Like it's every week it's something. There's not many families that can get to the movie that can't afford to go to the movies every weekend. So I think Transformers might be sort of the odd movie out.
Well, it also has a history, right? So it has a history that has been deteriorating. Now, Bumblebee helped the movie out a bit, which that's good to see, right? Bumblebee did cause more of a... We're going back to basics with Transformers. And this one's set in 94. And again, if you've been to the other streams I've been a part of, we spoiled the heck out of this movie. But I will say this much. What I find interesting enough about this is that when you look at what was the number 2 ranked movie, it is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And it's number 2 by it's only number 2 because of $5 million. Now, to you and me, that's a lot of money, but in retrospect, that's pretty close.
Well, I think Spider-Man is just a great movie. I think nobody's going to be talking about Transformers a year from now, but people are. I think we have the next one coming up real soon as well. So this Spider-Man movie is going to have legs for the future.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that it's close.
Yeah, and when you really look at it from that perspective, it's interesting to see that these movies are producing really well. Because 55 million is amazing to be second place for 55 million. And even Little Mermaid got 22 million, man. That girl could sing. You know what I'm saying? I saw Little Mermaid. I saw the top 4 movies of the week, okay? I've seen them all. All right.
There you go.
I got Shouts for Comics. What's going on, Shouts? right? So that's interesting. But let's take a look at the international. International might show something a little differently because if you look at it on an international scale, you can see that Mexico, France, Germany, Italy, Hong Kong, Spain, Colombia, Transformers ruled. Japan apparently really likes Little Mermaid.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, they want to be part of her world. All right. But then, so that's the week. I'm not, don't quote me on this, but I don't think that it would appear that it came out in China yet. Because I don't see any box office numbers for China. So there's a possibility it hasn't been released in China yet.
Yeah, they need time to censor it, so I got a delayed release.
Yeah, so we'll see. All right, guys, let's go ahead and talk about what's trending for real, right? Because that's what people came here to talk about, right? So let's talk about trending. So the first book that's trending on this list is a comic book that it is as indie gets. It's a book by the title of Duel. Number one, this came out this came out last year. This book is about a year old. It came out from a publisher. I don't even know what's the name of the publisher. It's not a well-known publisher, and it's not asking for a lot of money. There's not a lot of books on the graded scale. But the reason why Duel is so popular right now is because, again, like most other comic books that become popular like this, it has been optioned for either a series or a movie, and that's pretty much it right now. Now, did you hear about Duel?
No, I haven't. I'm hearing about it now.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Let's welcome Brian LCS. Hey, y'all. I did submit for my CBCA awards. I always saw them CBCA, the Comic Book Community Awards. Josh, did you submit for yours yet?
I have not put it in mine yet. No.
Yeah, you got to get your ballot in. You gotta put in, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting it down myself.
Of course you are. All right. So our next book is another key book. Of course, with all the talk of Spider-Verse, we're going to see a lot of Spider books. Starting with one of the biggest ones, it's Spider-Man 2099. This book is a book. Now, you as you can see, the high graded value of the book is $20. And the reason why is that there was many copies. This has a high print run, guys. So to find it cheap, you might find it for a good $20, $30, $50, but I wouldn't go further than that. What do you think, Josh?
No, like you said, there's a ton of copies around. I think this was it was also a foil cover.
Mm-hmm.
So it came out at a time where people were actively speculating. So it's definitely easy to find a lot of copies floating around.
Yeah. So
this is that, he's a great character.
Oh yeah. So you might want to pick up the variant editions, like the Toy Biz one. That's the one that's extremely hot, right?
Yeah.
Because that, first of all, that's not foil. Second of all, it's a second print that was on a toy. So of course how it was treated was garbage, right? So yeah, just like Scott said, not those second prints. The second prints in this case are more valuable than the original print. Also, it's debatable whether or not this is his really first appearance. Now, what would you say? Would you say this is his first appearance, or would you say Amazing Spider-Man 365 is?
Oh, I would say it's this book. Let's keep it simple, guys. It's got him on the cover. It's his name in the title. Amazing Spider-Man is not set in the year 2099, so this is his first appearance.
But Amazing Spider-Man showed the preview. That's the difference here. It had a 5-page preview. It's a 5-page preview of the original of this comic book.
I mean, at the end of the day, people can collect whatever they want. For
that
me,
is also
I have
true.
no interest in a 5-page preview.
Yeah. It's a cool cover. All right, next book. Another popular character from Spider-Verse, and that is Amazing Spider-Man number 10. First appearance of Spider-Punk, who is actually known as Anarchic Spider-Man?
Right. So, of course, there's different versions. Even the across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Punk, his name is actually Hobie, who was in 616, the Prowler. So there's
Yeah.
a little bit of shuffling going on around here. But yeah, this is the modern sort of Spider-Punk first appearance.
Created by Dan Slott. You know, he knew what he was doing.
Well,
right, really big book. This is probably one of the most popular books right now. So, you know, if you find it at a good price, pick it up. That's what I will say. Because this is probably one of the hottest. He's easily my favorite character in the movie. Of course, I love 2099. I think Miguel O'Hara is awesome. But Spider-Punk, to me, he was like this. When he was in his scenes, he was doing things, and you didn't even notice he was doing it. It was after the fact that you figured out, oh yeah, this guy was planning. So, you know, that's what took him to another level and stuff. So I see my boy Dale of Suspense Comics. Greetings. How you doing? Also, Beckerman, I got your box. I'm about to do an opening very, very soon. So I'm really excited about that. So there we go. All right. So let's go to our next book. Another popular character from the movie. But what's interesting about this book is Spider-Man India #1. This is not the way he looked in the movie. Right?
Yeah, they changed him a lot. The comic Spider-Man of India has. It's actually interesting if you talk to people from India. His costume doesn't really make any sense, and his costume in the movies is sort of more in line with someone who lives in that area.
Yeah.
In that part of India. Of course, India is huge and diverse. So he's coming out with a new series this week.
Yes.
Spider-Man India, and they're keeping the comics appearance. So I wonder though if they'll give him a costume upgrade.
I think they might do a costume upgrade. I think there'll be something going on there. All right. So just to remind everybody, it's IzzyVerseNYC, hashtag IzzyVerseNYC. Go ahead and put that in the chat. That way you can have access to the giveaways. Now we're going really further back into the past. We're going as far back as 1969. We got Silver Age goodness here from Amazing Spider-Man 78. First appearance of Prowler. All right. So who would have known that this character was going to be as big as he was going to get? Silence. I remember back when I was a kid, I used to collect these Spider-Man digests. Right, they were about a quarter of the size of a regular comic book. We call them ash cans, of course, back then. But it was a quarter size. It was a digest, and it would collect. It would collect multiple books. And I remember as a kid getting this book, the digest of this book, which was pretty cool. I don't know if I still have it, to be completely honest with you, but it is beat up because I did treat it like like it was meant to be read. So. And I don't know what those digest books are going for. You know, they're reprints, they're digests, but of course, like anything else, everything has value. You know, years later, right? So who knows? Did you ever see those digest books before, Josh?
No. What size were they?
So they're like the size of a manga book now, but much thinner. So they're about the same dimensions of a manga book would be. The only difference is that they collected 3 books, so they weren't as thick.
Right.
So they would do Transformers, they did G.I. Joe, they did Spider-Man, they did Archie. Archie had a lot of them as well. So, all right. So, yeah, DBH, the Prowler is in your want list. Got to get that book. Yeah, that's a book to pick up, man. And I see Daniel Carpenter. Welcome, Daniel, to the show. Thank you, channel member right there. All right, let's keep on going here. And we're back to Spider-Punk, the book that came out about a year ago. And I remember when it came out because it had a delay in the book, right? And then it was printed on garbage paper. Do you remember that? It was about a year ago.
You got to fight the establishment, which means you can't use the establishment's paper.
That's the point of this. That's the point. Well, the reason why the paper for this book was really crappy was because of Spider-Man #1, Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Right.
So they decided they wanted to use the paper on that book instead of this book, which in turn, this book is a better book.
Yeah, it just goes to show. I mean, I don't know what it shows, but it goes to show.
Yep, exactly. But this is a fun book. It features the first appearance of Reinhardt, another version of Ironheart. It also has a cameo by Taskmaster, but if you put with the S's with dollar signs, so I don't know if you have to say task, dollar, mekas, dollar, tur. Is that how you say it?
That's not how I say it. I just say Taskmaster.
But that's not the same character.
I'm sure you'll have to use context clues to figure out
Oh man, that
what I
sucks.
mean. But your way is definitely wrong.
Oh, my way is wrong. Okay.
Yeah, you would never say Task Money Master.
All right, you're starting to sound like my work wife now. I don't know what's going on here, man. Speaking of second printings, Ultimate Fallout #4. The second printing is also on demand. If you can't get that first printing, might as well get that second printing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this one actually shows his face. The first cover does not, so it has value on its own, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if the actual A cover is a super high value item, why not get the second print? Can't hurt.
Yeah. Now, what's the reason why that book? I understand why the book's on demand, but why is that book so valuable in that way? What do you think is the reasoning behind that?
Well, it was the print run is low, right? The Ultimate Universe was big, but I think by that point people were kind of fed up with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
it became diluted. That's what happened. It became diluted.
They did dilute it. People knew about it. I think to a certain extent, books like these, people are always looking for the next big thing, right? Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it plays out, sometimes it's not. The reality is he is a good character. He is Spider-Man. He's very popular. And so if you have a good character and a small print run, it's always going to do well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Speaking of books that probably had a small print run, Scarlet Witch #3. This is the book that came out back in 2016. The significance of this book is that it has a rumor with the Witch's Road. But apparently it's talk about a Scarlet Witch series, which I don't think there's truth in that. I think
for
maybe
TV?
Agatha. Yeah, for TV.
Oh yeah, they're gonna do an Agatha show for sure.
An Agatha show, yes, but a continuation of Scarlet Witch, I don't think so.
I think Elizabeth Olsen is done. They may recast her.
Really? Well, I don't know if you heard of what happened to the guy who plays Namor.
Oh yeah, he's been accused.
Yep. Apparently, Marvel's been having problems with these guys, man. I don't know what's going on, man.
Eventually, he comes to collect.
All right, so that's Scarlet Witch #3. It's actually a really beautiful cover. I really like that cover. All right, and now we have another book here, Spider-Man 12. This one came out back in 2017. The only importance of this book is that you have Gwen and Miles kissing.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the purpose of this book. This is why this book is considered a key book.
It's like a super long distance relationship. They're not even from the same universe.
Tell me about it. All right, next book here. This book there's a lot of history with this book, right? So G.I. Joe and it's not G.I. Joe versus Transformers before anybody starts asking. It's actually G.I. Joe and the Transformers. This is supposed to be a team-up book, right? And first of all, it's hard to call it a team-up book where the G.I. Joe is literally blowing up Bumblebee. I remember when I was young and I picked up this book, I remember seeing this cover. I was like, they just blew up Bumblebee, man. No. You know what I'm saying? And then the worst part is, you see how in the corner box, you have Snake Eyes, and then you have Bumblebee's head. It just has a different meaning now that they blew up his head. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, shoot first, ask questions later.
It's like that's not even his. They just put his head there. You know what I'm saying? He got. Oh man, that's terrible. All right, so here's the thing with this book. This book has tons of spec, right? Because we just had the Transformers movie that just came out. So if you watch it, and no, I'm not going to give away anything, but by just knowing this, you know what I mean?
You're basically saying it.
Yeah, there's a rumor, okay? That's all I'm going to say. There's a rumor. However, that rumor is not as significant towards the movie, right? But the reality of this book is that this book also has spec not because of the movie, right? Which we'll be getting to a little later. But so this has like multiple specs, layers upon layers of spec.
I don't think it's a spec anymore. It's confirmed.
It's it's confirmed in multiple avenues, right? You know, that's
a fact.
So this book might end up being the top book next week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see where it goes. But yeah, it is a crossover rumor, so we don't know where it's gonna go. Where you at, man? How you doing, my brother? All right. And then of course, in the comic book world, there's some talk, and we'll talk about that later. All right, another book that's on this list, but even though he wasn't really, for those of you who don't know, he wasn't really in Across the Spider-Verse, so this goes back to the original movie, Spider-Man Noir #1.
I think he was there at the end.
Well, yeah, again, you're giving things away, man. Don't be giving things away like that.
I'm just saying, he was there at the end.
2 weeks in, and that's it. Spoilers are gone, out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, and there you go. Give it a thumbs up. Look at it. Give this show a thumbs up, right? All right. So one of the things we want to be able to do with Spider-Man Noir, the hype behind Spider-Man Noir is really more on the fact that there's a TV series that they're saying that's in development. Oh, I believe it's over at Amazon. Yeah, Amazon, with a Spider-Man Noir that's coming up. Of course, you also have the fact that Spider-Verse and everything, all the hype behind Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Noir is still in demand, and he's a great character. And I'm happy to be having my 9.8 right there. So that makes me happy. All right. Oh, I just got word from Captures Collectibles. I'm getting a slab coming in the mail. Yeah.
Very cool.
Happy about that one. All right. Now let's go into some more Spider-Man hype. All right. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 99. This is the second appearance and first cover of The Spot. Right. This book is demanding about $25. You can find it $25. This is a really, I actually dig this cover. This is a really cool cover. And we talked about it last week. The Spot's awesome. What can you say about The Spot?
Yeah, no, The Spot was super amazing in the movie, spectacular even, and I looking forward to seeing if they make his comic version more closer to the movie version. We'll keep an eye out for that.
Well, we haven't seen him pop up anywhere just yet. I'm assuming he will by the next movie, or maybe they won't.
Yeah, I mean, the next movie's coming out pretty quick. It's coming out at the end of this year.
It's coming out in March. It's scheduled for March.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's still certain things that haven't been done yet. So it is scheduled for March. So we'll see. You can still probably get this a really inexpensive price.
Comics are generally plotted like at least 6 months out, though. So maybe.
But at the same time, by this time they would know. So maybe when the next movie comes, they'll have a story in place with The Spot. So, but he was also killed by Carnage. Spoiler. So, yeah. So there's that. Then you got Volta Spiders #1. This one features multiple appearances from people that were in the movie, like Spider Bite. You also had Gunslinger Spider-Man. So that was another character that was there and introduced as well. So a lot of good stuff. So that's why this book is in the list. Again, another book that you could probably get at a really good price if you do some hunting. So you guys are going to HeroesCon, you probably find these books there. All right. Now, a book that we normally don't see on this list, but they're like, yeah, might as well go for it, is Ultimate Fallout 3. So the hype train for Spider-Man has always been Ultimate Fallout 4. But 3 has always been like, yeah, we don't talk about that. But the difference here will have to be because of there's a sneak peek of this. That's what you get. So I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of happy that this book doesn't have that same, Incredible Hulk 180 thing to it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah. Hey, I gotta say hi to Chris the comic vet. Great stuff, guys. Chris is awesome, man. You got to check his videos. He's doing that Walmart thing daily. It's insane, man. And, you know, I'll see him on Wednesday. So we have that one. And then we have Ultimate Comics Spider-Man #1. This is his first solo book. It's also his second appearance. This book is not as expensive as Ultimate Fallout 1, but it is what I would say is actually his first true cover appearance. Where Ultimate Fallout 4 is him in a spider costume. He's in Peter's costume. This is his actual costume in fruition. So, you know, what's your thoughts on this book in comparison? How do you feel towards this book as compared to Ultimate Fallout?
Well, I think this cover is more iconic. When you think of Miles, you probably think of this, not the other cover.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
A higher print run. One thing I forgot to mention about Ultimate Fallout 4, it's the magic 4th issue. So you don't get to, by the time, 4th issue rolls around, you've been scaling back. The retailers have been ordering less and less. Whereas at #1, you're always going to try to have the #1 in stock. So this probably has a good print run.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Moving on. Another book that's I don't have much love for. I love the book. I just don't have the love that people have for this book, which is Batman 655, the first cameo of Damian Wayne. This has got to be one of the worst cameos I've seen. And the book is great. It's a good story, but you get his eyes, you get the top of his head, and you get a shadow, a silhouette.
Well, that's what it is.
And do you justify that? Could be another kid. That doesn't have to be him.
So you're saying this is not a real cameo?
No, it's a cameo. We got Squishy Potatoes. We found out who Squishy is. What's up, Squishy? How you doing? All right, so there you go. Batman 655. And now we have the first appearance of the spot with Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 98. We talked a little bit about it, but this is his first appearance. It's not his first cover, but it is his origin story, and we do get his origin story for the spot. And of course, Edge of Spider-Verse 2. Now there is talk of a Gwen story that's going to happen, that they're planning on doing the production of it. I hope that it's not too Gwen. I don't know how to expect that, but our good friend Cole is here, and he wants us to know that he owns this book. Nice. Good thing, Cole. All right. So, this book is just as expensive as Ultimate Fallout. In fact, it's a possibility it might be even more expensive. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
Gwen has her own special market for, maybe a couple of good reasons. But like these two will always be linked, right? I think they're the two spider people for the modern age.
Yeah. But the interesting thing about Spider-Gwen and Miles is clearly a different character who's become Spider-Man, where Spider-Gwen is an alternate version of Gwen Stacy, who develops the spider powers. So that's the difference between the two. So, hashtag I farted on the pillow.
Do we really want to know?
I'm sitting on a pillow right now, so maybe that's a good reason. So
maybe it applies to you.
Maybe it does apply to me. But with Spider-Gwen in particular, though, I look at her and I'm like, she is clearly a different. She's an alternate version of Spider-Man, where Miles really isn't an alternate version of Spider-Man, and I think that's kind of the same theme they're trying to get across with. Into the Spider-Verse, across the Spider-Verse, and then finally beyond the Spider-Verse. That Miles is definitely set apart in comparison to the rest of them.
Sure. I mean, I think Gwen has some things going for her. Her costume is her design is probably no pun intended, miles ahead of anything else they've come up with recently.
It was very
So-
creative how they made it work.
You're right. And then, yes, Gwen is technically a derivative character, but does she really have anything in common with the last time Gwen was alive in the 616 universe?
Well, they're
No.
from different. They were from different time periods as well. Think of it that way.
Right. She's not even the same age. She's still in
not-
high school. This
She's
time
still in high
period
school.
is
She's not a
set.
'60s kid, you know,
Right,
or '70s
exactly.
kid. So, all right. Moving on with Web of Spider-Man #9. This is an anniversary issue. This is also asking for stuff because of the Spider-Man poster, the Spider-Man 29 poster, which
Yeah.
I forgot this had a poster. So, in order for you to get this book, you got to get. In order for this book to have some kind of value, you have to get the poster, which some people might have taken off. So that's a possibility that it's going to become a little rare, but it's look at that $10 high. That's practically nothing. So
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some Star Wars, baby. You could talk about this book, Star Wars 35. Tell me why people want this book, Josh.
All right. So Star Wars 35 is a new key. It came out last week. So in it we have the first cameo of a new Sith that we don't know about yet. We got to get Star Wars 36. This is the first full appearance of Dr. Kawada. Now, Dr. Kawada is the person you see on the cover with Luke. So not only is it his first appearance, but it's his first cover, and this is a ratio. So if you want his first cover, you got to get one of these 1 in 25 copies. And finally, I have a copy for sale. So
Ooh, look at congratulations. And this book is going for second printing already.
correct.
Yeah. There was a time that when you said this book is going for second printing, that was like, whoa. Now it's like almost every book is going for second printing now. It's a weird thing. It's like, hey, let's make a second printing. Okay. Now let's make a fourth printing. You know? All right. So there's your books from Key Collector. Now it's time for us to go through the top 10. Right? So the top 10 we're going to be doing top 10 for cover price as well as CBSI. If you haven't seen it, they are posted already. But if you haven't seen it, here's your first chance to get a look at it. So there's some really interesting books in this list. So let's take a look at the top. Any standouts for you?
I like that Spider-Punk cover. That was
Yeah,
cool.
it's a nice cover, right? The Spider-Punk. Right?
Are you excited for X-Men this summer?
I love X-Men. I watched every episode. We were watching them again. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. I have a copy of that X-Men #1 of Adventures, but the copy I have is terrible. It's some kid drew on it and stuff like that. But again, when I had it didn't have any significant value. No one really cared about it. You know what I mean? So Cole is like, I'm not sure I even know what CBSI is. Well, CBSI is Comic Book Investors. They do their polls, their top 10s Friday night. So they have a YouTube video that happens on Friday nights, and then it gets posted on Saturday morning. But yeah, that's cover price and CBSI are the two ones too. There's also Key Collector, but I'm not even. We're going through the Key Collector stuff there. And so we don't need to do the top 10 for key collector. It's pretty much what you just saw there as well. So there you have it. What other books that stand out for you?
Those are pretty similar to what we saw already. There's a couple of extra Star Wars variants, second printing ratios, which is like, how many of those even exist?
The one that stood out to me was that Miles Italian.
Yeah, the Italian pack. Yeah,
the Italian. What is that? Because this is the first time I ever saw that. Have you ever heard about that?
No, I've never even heard of it. But there's all kinds of different, like things like AMC promotional comics, Target comics. There's all kinds of weird promos.
So that was a really weird one. That was the one that stood out the most. I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, it doesn't even look. I don't even know what to say of it. Is it a comic? It's a package? I don't know. You know what I do know, Josh? I know that I have to give away all this stuff. So this is all going away today, guys. All right, so we got to do this. Make sure you do hashtag IzzyVerseNYC. Make sure you put hashtag IzzyVerseNYC. I'm going to give this one away. This is the original sketch to anyone who's a channel member. Or if you leave a donation, a super chat, or anything of that nature, I will add you to this group. Okay, so you could get the original art piece. But I'm giving away, man. Look at this Gabriel Del Auto Batman. It's gorgeous. You got an art germ. You got an art germ Robin. You got a beautiful Michael Turner. I don't think this is Supergirl, but what the heck? It looks like Supergirl. And then, of course, Flash 800 in honor of course, Flashpoint. So are you going to see it this week? Are you going to be like, am I going to be like, okay, you got to see this movie, Josh. You got to see this movie, Josh. And then next week, I'll be like, Josh, you didn't see the movie yet?
So fun fact, or a fun little story. My wife found 2 free movie tickets that we had in a drawer. Someone gave them to us, like, well, Lord knows how long ago. So we can see one movie for free. Flash might be that one movie we go see.
My voice gets high as Paul Bear. Oh, yes! You want these comics? Yes! All right, and look.
IzzyVerseNYC? Wait, what is that? IzzyVerseNYC? What does that mean?
It's Comics by the Bay. I can't.
Because it's NYC. So if you take the S at the end,
there you go. There you go.
Very clever. I
like
that.
It's IzzyVerseNYC, as in New York City.
Yeah, you see, if you take out the E, it's IzzyVerseNYC.
And you add, okay.
It's not even spelled that way. I don't really know what's going on.
Okay, neither do I. Anyway. We got 15 entries right now. Let's go ahead and we got a couple of more guys. Yeah. Ooh. we got 15 entries on there. So let's go ahead and get ready. The City of Zero Rats. I'm telling you, I am definitely gonna do something with rats. You're gonna get something with rats sooner or later. I'm gonna make it happen.
Did you buy the New York Comic Con rat?
No, I did not buy it, but I did buy my kids' tickets today.
Okay.
So I made that happen. So it's official. They're going. Debbie, on the other hand, she's like, I don't want to go. And I'm like, it's like, for that price, I'm not going. So she's revolting against the price. So, but she's like, but if you get me a ticket, I'll go.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Anyway, let's do the pull list. You ready?
Yes.
All right, we got 23 books over at Marvel. Yep, of course Marvel will come up with 23 books, right? We're not even talking about the variants. We're talking about just 23 titles, right? Let's take a look at what they got. They got Black Panther #1. All right, I'll be picking up a few of those. I like that book. I'm interested in it. Spider-Man #1, Spider-Man India #1 is also coming out. The conclusion of Captain America Cold War with Captain America Cold War Omega, and Marvel's Voices Pride #1. All right, we talked a little bit about Spider-Man India. Have you been able to take a look at the book just yet, or not yet?
No, I'm gonna go pick them up tonight.
Yeah, so there you have it. He will have those books, and you'll be doing the sale tomorrow, or
It'll
you
be.
doing it
I'll have them on sale tomorrow on my Whatnot show. Yep.
on your Whatnot show? Okay, cool. So that's that. What you think? What's your thoughts on the Black Panther story? What do you think? What do you think?
I don't know if he needed a new number one, but I'll take it.
Oh,
So,
whenever they do now, it's runs. That's how that works now. Apparently, when the writer finishes a run, so does the book.
I guess. I mean,
That's
it's
the thing
totally
now.
irrelevant for the people who collect trades. I'll tell you. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you. I
Again,
feel-
it's a number one. It's gonna sell better. I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. They got some really cool variants, though. It does have some really cool
They
variants.
do.
So
Yeah.
I'll admit to that. Spider-Man in India, of course, that's going to be a book to look out for. Captain America, if you've been reading the Cold War story, then you get the conclusion here. And of course, as always, every year they do Marvel Voices. This year's Pride is out, so there'll be a couple of short stories as well. All right. Then we have Sons of Origins of Marvel Comics, Marvel's Tales #1. That's really a collection of origin stories, really, but it's a really cool cover. I can't tell right now because it's either a Bradshaw or it's an Arthur Adams.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure who's done the cover for this one, but it's either Arthur Adams or the guy who draws like Arthur Adams.
Yeah.
Really. Amazing Spider-Man 27. 26 was a huge disappointment for everybody. But do you think 27 will be a good new starting point?
I don't know, man. So seems like Dr. Octopus is the villain. It kind of seems like they're throwing out all the character development they did with Superior Spider-Man. We'll see. They've got in the other Spider-Man title, we got Electro.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they're trying to go for a little bit of a back to basics approach. We'll see what happens.
I hope they do. They should go back to formula kind of the same way DC did with Superman. I think they should go back to formula with Spider-Man. But based on what Comics by the Bay is saying, that he thinks that this could be getting back to the basics, so he does believe it. Who knows? But with Dr. Octopus in place, we already know, they already made it official that Superior Spider-Man will be returning. So this book could have some significance to the return of Superior Spider-Man. So, possibility.
Okay.
Right? Because we got Octopus, Superior Octopus. Spoiler, Superior Spider-Man is Octopus inside of Peter Parker's body, in case you didn't know. And then we also have the end of Captain Marvel 50. So, we had the death of Miss Marvel, and now we have the end of Captain Marvel. Yet there's a Marvel's movie coming out.
Yeah, and it seems like the next Captain Marvel book that's coming out is a mini.
Yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's up to Marvel. Whatever they want to make, they have creative control.
Mm-hmm.
But this is kind of a head scratcher all around.
I agree. I'm a little confused because my hunch is telling me they're planning something for the movie.
Just
right?
like Marvel's #1, maybe.
Well, yeah, like they're gonna do something where they're all together. Like I know for a fact, well, not for a fact. The speculation of Miss Marvel is that she will return, but they're gonna have her return as a mutant.
Yes, I mean
Right.
that's almost a foregone conclusion.
Right? They're gonna have her return, so they're gonna use the Krakoa to make it happen.
Yeah, but Krakoa might be gone by that time.
But that's the thing. She might be the last Krakoan rebirth or something, or whatever it is, right? Because they're all dead in the X-Men universe. None of them is a real thing anymore. You know what I mean? So go check. I think it's worth picking up Captain Marvel 50. First of all, it's an anniversary issue. Second of all, it's a possibility that there may be something hiding in this book that we don't know about. So it could be a spec book of some kind. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's a possibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then Red 12 is also coming out this week, as well as Wolverine 34, Carnage 14, Carnage Rage. Is Carnage Rage a good crossover event?
People are buying it. I'm not really a Carnage fan. I haven't read any of it, but it's had some new characters as well. There's some keys mixed in. So it seems to be going all right.
Yeah, cool. Doctor Strange issue #4 is coming out. Moon Knight 24 fighting Green Goblin, it looks like. So that should be interesting. I kind of like that when heroes get to fight other people's villains. I've always enjoyed that. Like
Well, they're both
Spider-Man with
crazy, so-
Juggernaut. So yeah, they're both nuts in some way, right? All right, Rogue and Gambit number 4, Venom Leaper Protector is 2 number 4. Again, speaking of which, we get a Doctor Doom versus Venom. I would like to see. I gotta see that. Extreme Venomverse number 3, Cosmic Ghost Rider number 4. All right, Spider-Gwen's Shadow Clone number 4, X-23 Deadly Regenesis number 4, Clobber in Time number 4, The Excellence number 4. There we go. We got Jean. He made it. Welcome to the show, Jean. All right. And finally, we got 2 Star Wars books. We got Darth Vader 35 and Santa Star Wars number 5. So tell me, with Darth Vader, it looks like we got a guest appearance by Dr. Afra. Is that correct?
Yeah. So first of all, this cover is amazing. So Dr. Afra, I think this is a tiny little bit of a crossover with Dr. Afra's book. In the last issue, Dr. Afra sort of kidnapped Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all 3 of them are going to be together in the same room.
There you
Again,
go. Awesome. And Sana Starro, anything with that book?
Xana Staros is like totally its own. She's a supporting character for Dr. Afra. She got her own mini. It's a story about her sister married an Imperial officer, even though they're all scoundrels. So this should be the conclusion.
All right. And then we got Planet of the Apes issue number 3. I don't know if anybody's actually reading it. I know there's a John Jiao cover coming out pretty soon. I'm not sure it's for this book. That might actually spike it up a little bit in sales because it actually looks really cool. But there you have it. Those are your Marvel books. DC, again, being very conservative, which I like about DC. They're kind of like, we're just going to give you a simple amount of books. We'll give you 1,000,000,001 covers for them. But at least, if you just want to get one, we got 11 books for you. And from that, you got DC Pride Through the Years, number 1. Green Lantern, number 2, is out this week. So Green Lantern, number 1, was actually really enjoyable book. So I'm excited. We got Kilowog in an apron. Come on. And then there's a cover with Kilowog in a tracksuit.
Yes, with a hoodie.
That's worth buying right there. All right. Superman Lost, issue number 4. A lot of people like that book. Batman Incorporated, number 9, also comes out this week. Then we have Spirit World 2, Wildcats 8, Multiversity, Harley Quinn Screws Up the DCU, number 4. Sandman Universe Nightmare Country, The Glass House, number 3. That is a freaky looking cover.
Yeah. This is the preface for Night Terrors coming out in July.
Ooh, I know, right? Static Team Up Anansia, number 1. I don't know if I said it right.
Anansi. This is the first comic appearance of, I think, one of the animated series characters.
Okay, yeah, so an animated version of Static, right? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Waller versus Wildstone, number 2. And, of course, Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries, number 9. Got to pick up your Batman Scooby-Doo, man. That's it. Pick it up, See, I knew somebody loved Superman Lost. See, Trev loves Superman Lost. It's really a good book. And Mad 32, Mad Magazine. Yes, it's still a thing, right? Your wife you were telling me that your wife didn't even know that was the thing, and she's like, "That's still happening."
Yeah, no, she grabbed it off the rack and she read it. She said it was good, but also this is not the right cover. I don't know.
Well, that's the cover I had in my. So who knows? Maybe you too could get variant versions of Mad Magazine.
Yeah, maybe not.
Possibility. All right, Image. Now this is definitely a good indie week. I will say that much, because there are some indie titles that you want to look out for, starting with Void Rivals number 1. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't made the decision of picking this book up, please pick it up. And if you go to your shop come Thursday and find out that book is not there, you're gonna say, "Man, Izzy told me." So, Josh, tell us why Void Rivals is so important for those people that don't know.
We're gonna respect the Wednesday release date and not spoil it for you, but just like Izzy just said, we're telling you right now to go buy this book. Don't ask any questions. You don't need to know why. Just buy the book. You will not regret it. If you do not buy this book, do not come back to us and say, "Oh, I had no idea. Comics are hard to speculate on." We're telling you right now, buy this book. I have read this book. I read this book Saturday night. I immediately tried to buy more copies. There are none available. This book is going to sell out super fast. You got to get your copies.
Yeah, so if you didn't pre-order it, you got to go to the shop as early as possible if you can, because it will be gone by the afternoon. That's just a foregone conclusion. There's a lot of spec behind it. It is written by the one and only Robert Kirkman. So when you know Robert Kirkman's writing something, you know there's some significance in it. I looked through the book. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have a chance to read it. It looks like a super quick read though.
Yeah, no, in terms of like plot of things that actually happen, there's not a lot, but there's
not a lot of dialogue,
some character development, some world building that's worth reading.
Mm-hmm. What's going on, Kenneth? I didn't get a chance to say hi to you, but hi to Kenneth Burr. He's always at the show. Really appreciate you coming by. Another book that you might want to look out for. Now, it doesn't have the same spec value as Void Rivals, but it appears to have some kind of little bit of buzz to it, and that's Click Click Boom. So, you know, if we have a tape player right now, we can play some Saliva and we can listen to Click Click Boom. So, talk to me about Click Click Boom and why this book is another book you might want to keep your eyes on.
So I read it. It feels a little bit like Memento with some other title, but so the basic premise is the character that you see on the cover is she cannot speak. She can only communicate through Polaroids. So there's another character that tracks her down. I don't want to spoil it, but and not a lot of info comes out in the first issue, but it's kind of like a mystery with some sort of maybe supernatural elements mixed in. And this is a 5-issue miniseries, so you're not signing up for a tremendous ride here.
Mm-hmm. And Haunt You to the End, is that another one of these new books that's coming out from Top Cow that has some kind of?
Yeah, it's a new book. It's in the horror genre. I didn't read it. I don't like scary things, but
he can't sleep at night.
This is pretty good.
Yeah. And another book that you might want to take a look at is, and for those of you who know, you know, Joe Madman's back, baby. Battle Chasers. Yes. So Battle Chasers, again, is one of those books that years in the making, I guess you could say literally. Battle Chaser is a creator property from Joe Mandarin that came out in the 90s, the first series, right? And it was late 90s or early 2000s, and it is finally returning after 9 issues. So this is a return. He is writing, I think he's co-writing. I'm not sure if he's fully writing. He is co-writing and he's giving the artwork to someone else. There is multiple covers for this book. There's a fantastic J. Scott Campbell cover. And of course, there's a Joe Manmanto cover. And there's some other there's an homage cover as well to the book. So you want to take a look at it. If you're interested in getting multiple copies of Battle Chasers, go for it. I do believe that this is another one of book, not to the same respect as Void Rivals is going to be or Click Click Boom, but I do believe Battle Chaser is a book that people are going to be looking out for. It's not going to be you'll probably be able to get that on Thursday, but as far as Battle Chasers go, it has a following. You know, it's been around a long time. So guys like me who remember Battle Chasers from the late 90s, early 2000s, I'm looking forward to reading it and continuing the story. So just like Dr. Von Who, right there, bam, right in the beginning of the new century. So Battle Chasers, I'm all for it. Right. All right. Moving on, we have Gunslinger Spawn. Of course, Gunslinger Spawn. Another book that's really hot. Something Epic #2. That's a good book. There's a really cool Back to the Future cover as well to it. So that's a book you want to look out for. Old Dogs #5. The Last Barbarians #5. And we have Monarch 5. Immortal Sergeant #6. And Giant Kaiju #3. Those are your Image books. Now, as far as the other indies titles go, there really aren't a lot from the other publishers. They've been keeping it low count. So IDW has 3, Dark Horse has 3, Boom has 3. So there's really not a lot going on as far as the indies books goes. But let's take a look at what's coming out. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 40. We have Star Trek number 9. Star Trek Echoes, which is supposed to be a tie-in to the original movie. So if you are a Star Trek fan, you might want to go check out Echoes. All right. Also, we have under Dark Horse, The Great British Bump Off, issue number 3. Miss Truesdale and the Fall of Hyperborea, number 2. Murder Inc., Jagger Rose, number 2. And over at Boom Studios, Something is Killing the Children, Pen and Ink. That is a black and white reprint of the original. Am I right by saying that?
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to see a black and white version of Something's Killing the Children, pick it up. Right? It's like the backwards Walking Dead Deluxe, I guess. I don't know. So, but I actually, personally, I love looking at, especially horror books. When you do a horror book in black and white, there's something really creepy about it. So I definitely want to see it, right? NYC, stand up, Flo Dameron. What's going on, my fan? Right, long time fan, first time caller.
Love it.
It also has gray. Yes, it has gray as well.
It has all 3 colors.
And is that Josh's baby I hear?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't me, so it must have been the baby.
Must have been the baby. All right, Magic Planeswalker Noble number 1, Ghost Lord number 2. Blood Moon Comics. This one, take it with a grain of salt, because last time there was all these books, they didn't really come out, so I can't guarantee it. But you have Grits and Gear number 2, Stray Sheep number 5, Violent Descent number 2. All right, over at Scott Comics, the Omega Gang number 1, Death Drop Drag Assassin number 1. I don't even want to picture what this is about.
I think it's pretty clear what it's about. I'm not confused.
It's RuPaul with a gun. You know what I'm saying? You better work. Working. You know what I'm saying? That's what. If I get that comic book, I am going to be playing that song the whole time. Do your thing on the runway. Hey, everybody deserves to have their own comic, right? Over at Vault Comics, you have The Nasty number 3. And Queen of Swords, A Barbaric Story. That one should be interesting. Did you get that one?
I did. It's sold out already, but it's
really
it's cool. This has a couple of not safe for work covers, but the interior, there's none of that content. It is mature, but it's art style like you would see it for the A cover.
Cool. And Cole is letting us know that Death Drop Drag Assassin is written by not the writer of Nottingham. That's good to know. All right, and we got our friend Roscoe in the house. I saw his name, now I lost it. Okay, there's Roscoe. Yep, we're having a great time, Roscoe. He's going to be doing a show later this evening. You got to see In Between the Lines with Roscoe. All right, so those are your books for Vault. Moving forward, Mad Cave has Don't Spit in the Wind. It's not issue 1. It's actually issue 3. I missed out on that one. Legacy of Violence number 6. Dead by Daylight number 1 by Titan Comics. I don't know much about this book, but it sounds interesting.
This is a video game, so it's a video game comic.
Okay, so that's a possibility worth picking up because it's a video game comic. All right, there you have it there. All right, what's up, Taylor Winder? How you doing? I love Taylor. He's a great guy, man. See? All right, and then Star Wars Insider is not a comic book. It's actually a magazine. It's one of those magazines talking about Star Wars lore. So
it comes from Diamond, so it counts.
Yeah, it counts. All right, Ablaze has Animal Castle Volume 2. You have Frank Frazella's Mothman number 1 for you Frank Frazella fans. Xeno number 1 from Oni Press. What's up with that book?
I don't know because I sold out of it before I could read it, but I will say that
you didn't package. You packaged it up before you had a chance to even look through it.
Yes. Well, if I read it, it's not near mint anymore.
Oh, there you go.
So, but I will say this has a couple of variant covers from Dustin Weaver coming up. So I'm
Dustin Weaver's
snag one of those for myself.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Love Dustin Weaver. His stuff on Shield is amazing.
Yep.
All right. So Grim Spotlight, Lovecraft Legacy number 1. We have Whatnot Publishing, Liquid Kill number 5. Over at Keen Spot, you got Biden's Titans versus AOC number 1. I don't even know what to tell you about that book.
This is a heavy hitter crossover, man. This is what we've been waiting for.
The book. This Biden's first comic though.
No. Biden's Titans is its own. This is a crossover. The Biden's Titans is its own series. AOC has their own series, and so now they're gonna fight.
Okay.
And then team up, hopefully.
Over at Ahoy Comics, you have Second Comings Trinity #3, the Parker Girls #8, Gold Digger 300 from Antarctic Press. That's coming out. The Sickness #1. This one was actually in the top 10 list.
Yeah, I think this came out last week.
Yeah, but it looks like it's a reprint, so that's a possibility. Okay. So I don't know.
No, this is a reprint of some sort. I think it might be collecting the web comic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Prometheans in Chains over at Red 5 and FemForce 200, an anniversary issue. Over at Fair Square Comics, you have Intertwined, the Last Jewish Daughter of Kafeng, I believe it is. And Essentia 17 over at Wake Entertainment. A new company to me, Scratch Comics. They're featuring a book called Dracula, The Return, The Cult of the White Worm. Interesting. It's the first time I saw that company. So, good luck with them. I wish them the best. And over at American Mythology, Zorro Flight issue 3. And those are your books of the week. Good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff this week. It's a good week of comics, both, for the main stage as well as the indie. I think indie has a head up of Marvel and DC this week, even though Marvel does have a few #1s of, Captain Marvel 50 and stuff like that. So that's good stuff, guys. Whew, is it that time? Is it that time, Josh?
Give it away now.
Okay, guys, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and put IzzyVerseNYC in the chat, because that will qualify you to win this packet of comics. So if you get this packet of comics, this is going to be, I guess, a Batman, Flash, Superman stack of books. Well, not Superman, I said Supergirl. I'll be giving away Flash 800. Let's see, take a look at that. Flash 800's right there. We'll also be giving away a good older book, a Michael Turner cover of Superman Action Comics 813. That's good. That's going away today as well. And where's the rat? It's not hashtag where's the rat. Then we have the Art Germ Robin right there, courtesy of The Woods. Right. And finally, we have also another Batman 136, which is the Gabriel Del Alto Batman cover. Those will be the ones that we're going to be giving away. And if you are a channel member, not only will you win this prize pack, but if you are a channel member, you are also going to be receiving the original art of Batman. So I got to zoom in this baby. So let's go ahead and zoom that so we can see that. So you'll be winning this beautiful piece done by my good friend Sean Hill. He did this at the Sketchy Show. So if you watch the Sketchy Show, you can see him working this piece. But this is going to be the prize giveaways for today. As you can see, we got a good stack of books. We got 5 books. 4 of you regular. But if you're a channel member, or you leave us a super chat, and it could be a super chat of anything, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not big on it. But if you do that, it'll qualify you. We got 19 entries right now. Is there a way we could get that 20? It'd be a nice number to get 20.
No, so, run it now.
You want to run it now? Look at you.
Don't reward procrastination.
Don't reward procrastination. I want to give somebody a chance, man. I want to give people a chance, man. That's how we gotta do this, man. It's not fair. Well, yeah, it's fair. so yeah, it is. All right. So where is that screen? It says remove, and now I can't remove it. So let me add it back to. There you go. All right. So hashtag cracker rat. No rats in NYC. I'm telling you, man, I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to do something about this, Josh. We're definitely going to do something about this. All right? All right.
You mean we?
Wait. If I super chat it, will you give me a foot rub next time in New York City? Well, Cole, let me know when you are in New York City, and I will take you on a tour to New York City. How's that? If you win and you come to New York City, I will give you a day in New York City with IzzyVerse. I don't know if that will help. I will not give you a foot rub because even my wife tells me my foot rubs are not good.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, you don't want my foot rubs. You know what I'm saying? But I could get you a bag of Epsom salt. If that's what you really need. All right. So we got 19 entries, man. We can't get that. We can't hit that 20 mark, right? So wait. Not happy endings for this.
Unhappy endings.
Oh my goodness. Bada-boo. All right, guys, let's go run this. Let's again, if you haven't done it, you haven't done it. We try to get 20. We got 19. Let's do this, guys. Let's run this and find out who's going to win this good prize pack. So here we go. And the winner is, I will laugh at it, is Cole. Beckerman! Beckerman has won the prize pack. And you know what? Beckerman loves collecting original artwork. So to tell you the truth, Beckerman did, in fact, he is a channel member. So he is going to walk away with this Batman book. So congratulations, Mike. I'll make sure I'll get this out to you. Just shoot me again your information on IG. I'm terrible with saving that, or I have to scroll to find addresses. I know I have it, but send it to me. Give it to me again, man. So, and I know that'll make life a lot easier. So congratulations to Mike. You know, right now at this moment, we're going to let you guys go. But before you let you go, Josh, let's talk a little bit about the Woods. So tell me about the Woods.
Yep. So I started an online comic book store. Not only comics, we sell all kinds of things. So you can scan this QR code. It's going to take you right to our website. But you can catch me on Whatnot 5, sometimes 6 days a week. You can use this code on our website, IzzyVerseNYC, to get 15% off absolutely anything. So you're literally robbing me blind. Cannot encourage you enough to go do that.
But if you're on Whatnot and you never use Whatnot, we also have $15 for you. If it's the first time shopping on Whatnot, you can use this QR code and you can shop at the Woods through there. You also get $15 off of his purchase if you never utilized it. So that's important there. You know, now we're going to have our next show. It's already in session because that's how we do this in YouTube. Go check out S. Vaughn. He is having an interview right now with the comic vet. And I just realized that the image you're seeing here is last week's image, but you know, it's the comic vet right now. So go check that out. Go say what's up. Tell him Izzy sent you. And we will end the series off one more time with one final dance number by our good pal After.